Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 10 of the August daily draws. So let's see what message we get today. And I'll be taking the first card from the Lightseer Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Enchanted Map Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, so here we go. Excuse me. Always start sneezing when I start hitting record. Here we go. And we'll go there. And we have the Hanged Man again. It keeps coming up, doesn't it? It's reminding us to try and get a new perspective on things. You know, it's important to maintain that new perspective as well, not to revert back to old ways of thinking and viewing things. Once you've gained that new insight, don't go back to your old way. Easier said than done, I know. It's easy for us to slip back because those habits have become so familiar and ingrounded in us, and it's going to take a while. So don't worry if you don't. If that happens, we just need to be aware of when it happens and think, no, I'm not thinking that way anymore. I'm looking at it a different way now. Because looking at it a different way has given me more insight, and I need to follow that insight and to maintain that perspective that's giving me that constant insight, and not going back to a restrictive, confusing way of thinking, and that hindered me from moving forward. So to remember that being willing to be flexible in our perspectives and not to be held rigid to them, does it mean that we have to abandon them readily and any beliefs or anything that we have conviction over? There's nothing wrong with having conviction over a belief and sticking to it, but you must always adapt to the circumstances and the knowledge that you gain at any particular moment. So maybe that conviction isn't abandoned, isn't you don't sort of forget about it, but maybe it evolves slightly. So at its very core, it's the same conviction, but maybe somewhere, how it's applied and how it's expressed can change and evolve as you gain new perspective, as you gain new revelation, as you gain new guidance, as you gain new experience and growth as an individual, and you begin to see things in a slightly different way. It may be that core conviction still holds true, but maybe the way that you express it and live it out and communicate it maybe needs to be adjusted. It needs to evolve a bit. Maybe the way that you express that conviction and live it out is a little bit too restrictive and rigid, and it's that needs to be flexible, to allow that conviction to breathe and to be what it truly is, and not what you think it may be or what you've been told it is. So I'm not saying that we need to suddenly abandon our core convictions unless we have such a great revelation, great guidance that we no longer need that conviction in our lives, which is probably rare. It does happen. These are not necessarily core convictions, but ways of thinking around those things, and the way that we express things in our lives. That's what can change. That's what we need to be flexible in. I'm not saying that we can't have a total 180 in our belief system. Of course we can. But that doesn't happen very often. That's a big life-changing moment. And if that happens, then fine. That does require It's probably more than a hang bang moment. But generally speaking, for general guidance, it's the way that we express what we've known to become to be known to be true, what we believe in, the path that we follow. But the way that we live it needs to be perhaps a bit more flexible, and being willing to, see things from literally a new angle, that may be a bit uncomfortable for us at first to get used to. But after a while, once we start getting the benefit of the guidance and the revelation, then that we begin to relax into it more, get used to it, and we enjoy the benefit of it. So let's keep that flexibility in our thinking, in the way that we view things. Okay, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Okay, here we go, and we'll go there, and Moonlight. So sometimes, maybe we don't see things are a bit shadowy, like in the moonlight, that eerie moonlight of mystery. And maybe the only way to gain a bit more clarity and to dispel some of the shadows and to gain a better insight is this new perspective. So to me, that's like echoing that which is more like the sun rather than the moon. So let's change our perspective, gain more clarity and insight through that change of perspective, and then hold on to that and live it out and follow it, so it becomes a living reality. Okay, so that is a message from the cards today. I'll be back tomorrow for the end of the week with day 11. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.